these words scare you? Sharp teeth, bloodshot eyes, growling. Does that make you tremor? Why do writers use those sort of words to make something scary? Is it the right thing to do? Is there a better way to do it? Is the way that you describe something what makes it scary? Yes, but only if you do something first. If I can just find the right words to describe it, I can describe how scary it is. If I can just describe the right way, the audience will surely understand how dangerous it is, how creepy it is. That's what some writers think. The monster had big red eyes. With fierce strides it ran towards them with a massive, terrifying, gnashing teeth that could hastily rip them in two, as if it had powerful razor-sharp jaw and extremely merciless bite, and then it huffed and puffed and blew the house down. Writers tend to default to describing scary things they see, like red eyes or an angry face, or what they hear, like growling or howling or weird breathing. Forget all of the fancy describing words about what it looks like, what it wants to do, words that suggest that it's scary or dangerous. Thinking about it all wrong. Instead, describe how it reacts to your character. What will my character do that will trigger it to attack? So let's say we have a scenario where a character is in the woods and it comes across a wolf. The character is walking in the woods. He got lost. He can't find his way home. The trees are disorientating. He doesn't know which way to go. He hears something behind him and turns around, and there's a wolf standing there, licking its lips. Ooh, yummy, a human for dinner. Now, there are two ways you can go about describing the scenario to make it scary or suspenseful. One writer might go in the direction of this. They might describe what the wolf looks like, how scary it looks, breathing heavily as if it's about to attack, teeth so sharp that it can rip your arm off. But this is what you can do instead. The wolf stands there breathing heavily. You're just saying what it's doing so that your audience can get a picture of what's going on, what it looks like. I mean, it's got big teeth. We all know what a wolf looks like, don't we? We don't need to say that it's got big sharp teeth. The wolf is standing there, breathing heavily, its eyes gazing straight at him. The man freezes. He looks around. There's nowhere to run. This wolf will outrun him. So the best he can do is back away. He slowly takes a step back, but the wolf starts growling. He stops, and he doesn't move. You see what I'm doing? You don't need to describe how dangerous the wolf is by describing its sharp teeth or its heavy breathing as if it wants to attack. You might just do that to describe what it looks like, but the scary bit, the suspenseful bit, comes next. Forget the describing words, just move the story forward and describe how it reacts to your character. Some reactions that you can describe, just some ideas for you. What it does that looks like it's about to hurt you. Growling. It extends its claws, its eyes widen. It starts breathing heavily. It pulls out its gun. It shouts, "Exterminate!" When it shouts that, you know, oh no, I'm in trouble. How does it look like it feels about hurting you? It looks angry because it starts growling, or it starts breathing heavily, or it starts showing its teeth. It looks demented because it starts twitching. It looks heartless or psychopathic because it starts laughing dementedly. Or it starts screaming. Here's a writing exercise for you. Imagine a character is on a ship. It's nighttime, the water is still, there is no wind. All of the crew are asleep. The character walks out onto the top deck. It's silent. Notice how I'm already setting a scene that makes the character vulnerable to any danger that might be around. It's what I talked about in the last video. He looks out to the water and he sees a light coming from below the sea, far away. The light gets brighter and brighter until it rises above the surface of the water. You can't see what it is, except that the light is now coming towards the ship. See if you can use what I've told you to describe whatever this creature or thing that's coming up out of the water is, so that when it gets to the ship, you can describe it in a very scary way. What it looks like first, then what it does. Keep the story moving. You describe what it looks like and what it's doing. So when it gets close enough to see what it is, you can describe very briefly what is scary about how it looks, how it appears, threatening the things it might use to hurt you. But then the important thing is how it reacts to your character to build suspense. That's what you then describe. Your character will feel threatened, and you will have visually described how it looks scary. But then, how did your character try to avoid triggering it to attack? Does it look like it's going to attack? What does your character do that makes it seem like it's going to attack, or that makes it seem even more aggravated or something? How does it react that makes it seem more likely that it looks like it's going to attack? How does your character feel? How does it look like it feels? How does it look like it feels about attacking your character? Does it look like it's going to attack or not? Remember though, something has to trigger the reaction that you describe. You can't just freeze time. Well, you can. Preferably, you can't just freeze time to describe everything scary about it. It takes you out of the story. You have to keep the story moving. So you can spend very, very quickly, maybe a sentence or two, describing what it looks like, just so that we know what it looks like, how dangerous it is, if it's got any things that might be dangerous about it, sharp teeth or whatever. And then everything that your character does that will cause it to react in a certain way that makes it more threatening or dangerous. And that is what you can then describe to keep the story moving forward. So to put it simply, it's about what it does and how it reacts and what it's going to do, what it looks like it's going to do, instead of what it is. I'm Joe Webb, a storyteller. Learn to write fiction properly.